What's up, Affordable Armory folks? How y'all doing? Today I got an update video on this here guy. This is my Recover Tactical folding arm brace for Glock pistols. First video was really popular, so I was super excited about that. So this is an update video. This is not a full review video because I have one more test that I want to do before I decide ultimately on what I'm going to do with this thing. Without further ado, let's head over to the workbench and we'll talk about where we're at now with this thing. We'll roll some shooting footage and then we'll do some wrap-up thoughts that lead into the next video in the series. Real quick, if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. That way you'll get notified when future videos come out. Thanks for watching. So like I said, the video I made on this brace from Recover Tactical was pretty popular. Did very well as far as videos on my channel go. So here I am doing an update video just for you guys, and wanted to start off by mentioning a few things. First of all, thank you to Recover Tactical for not only watching my video but commenting on it. So there's a few things that I would like to point out to you guys that they mentioned to me. Number one, the holster. It has adjustable retention, and this is something that I completely missed somehow. So there is an Allen key right there, and so to put it together, it comes in two pieces, this piece and then the piece that goes, the paddle piece, and there's just a screw right there. And since it's circular, you could put it any direction you want. You could put any kind of cant that you want on it. You can go this way, that way. I tried to put it basically straight up and down. And then to adjust the retention on it, you take the other size Allen key that they included with the package and you just turn it. So it was really tight when I first tried it out, and so I was like, I don't know about that. And they said, hold on, you can adjust it. So I adjusted it. It's a lot better now. It's definitely a more usable holster now. So I wanted to mention that. Another thing I wanted to mention that they pointed out was their initial pre-order did ship from Israel, and that's because they wanted to get it out to customers as fast as possible because of the whole pandemic thing going on. But future orders will be shipping from their facilities here in the United States in Florida. So if you order this now, you will probably get it a lot quicker than I did. Okay, so I'm going to go over this as if this were a firearm review that I would normally do. I already sort of talked about this in the first video, but the price of this thing is $99 or $150, and you get the sling, you get the Picatinny rails, you get the holster, which I just showed you. And that's for $50 more. $150, you get the whole shebang. Pretty good deal, honestly. I know that I mentioned in the first video that I wasn't going to run the sling. I changed my mind, and I'm kind of happy that I did, and you'll see that in the shooting footage. It actually works out really well. Having said that, let's roll that shooting footage so you can see the accuracy of this gun. Okay, this should be fun. As you can see, I've got the sling on, and I've got the brace open. I've got a 17 round mag, and I've got a 33 round stick mag. So we're going to go through 50 rounds here real quick. Here we go. I've got the target down at 25 yards, and we're going to see how it does. Woo. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna try shooting it braced against my arm as intended, rather than using the cheek weld. Just out of curiosity. Wow. I'm not sure about the accuracy. I'll have to check that, but actually shooting it braced against your arm using the sling puts tension on it, and then with it sitting against your arm, it almost has no recoil. Not that 9mm has a lot of recoil to begin with, but man, that felt fantastic. So here's the target from 25 yards. That's 50 rounds. Not really that great, but considering the size of this, I mean, a man-sized target at 25 yards, those are all center mass hits. So I would say that is acceptable accuracy. Could it be a little bit better? Sure. But this was also standing and, unsupported. So, it's not like I was shooting from a bench rest. If I was shooting from a bench rest, this would be absolutely terrible, borderline unacceptable. But 25 yards, standing unsupported, sure. That's going to do what it's supposed to do. That's going to hit a man-sized target at 25 yards every time. So does this brace do what it's supposed to do as far as improving accuracy at distance? That's going to be a question I'm going to look to answer in part 3. And I'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Okay, so I would usually talk about reliability. As far as I can tell, this feels pretty solid. I mean, you can hear it click into place. I'm kind of wrenching on it with a good bit of force right there, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break. It feels pretty solid. So I imagine if you really wanted to, you probably could break that, but under normal amount of force, it's not going to break. And then the button, really, really good. So we'll go ahead and move on to ergonomics and feel. Kind of combine that. That button has nice grooves on it. It's very solid, very clickable, pushy button. I like the way that clicks into place there. It's solid, it's not moving, and then this tab right here makes it super easy to just rip it, when you're going to deploy the brace. The Picatinny rails, I mean, well, you can see I took one off, and that's because in order to use the holster, you have to take off that one side. And I'll show you that right now. There you go. It's in the holster, and you can see if that other rail was on there, it wouldn't work. So there you go. Came off much easier now that I've adjusted the retention on that. But like I said, it would look a little nicer as far as ergonomics if I was using a Glock 17 instead of a Glock 19, but whatever. Aside from that, I think it looks really sleek. It's a pretty cool looking brace, and all the controls are very easy to access. You can see there's a nice cutout, so you can access your slide stop right there. I mean, slide release, excuse me. And everything else on the gun is easy to access. I have a red dot mounted on here, so I can rack the slide that way. Just use my hand over the top there, karate chop style. And then again, I showed in the first video, they do include, if you don't run a red dot, they do include a little adapter piece that goes on there so that you can rack the gun. So, I mean, ergonomics, I think it's fine. You know, the pistol itself just feels like a, you know, Glock pistol feels. And the brace is very comfortable. It is a little slim. You can see that the brace itself is slim because it's not meant to be shouldered. I know some people commented on the first video, hey, why didn't you show it in your shoulder? Because it's a brace. It's not meant to be shouldered. It's not designed to be shouldered. If you choose to fire it that way, that's on you. One other thing I wanted to talk about, someone asked if you could put a polymer 80 in here. Short answer is no. And it's not because of the back part here, like that all fits just fine. It is because the shape of the trigger guard on the Polymer 80 is different, and the trigger guard fits flush in here. So the way the trigger guard on the Polymer 80 is shaped, it will not fit in there. However, I've been following the Recover Tactical Instagram account, and they said that they are planning to do a Polymer 80 version. They said enough people have asked them for it that they're planning to make a Polymer 80 version. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Now, we're to the big item. Okay, so it's priced right. It feels good. Seems to work. Fairly accurate. At least improves the accuracy somewhat at distance. What in the world would you want this thing for? Purpose. So, I think that it's a backpack gun. You know, some people on the first video commented and said it would be good for hiking or camping or kayaking, that type of stuff. And I agree, actually. I think that's a great use for this gun. You know, if you stick this in your camping bag or hike, you know, a day hiking bag, and then you have something a little bit more accurate than just the pistol itself, that's a great option. Someone else commented, I believe it was Rider's Range, and if you're not following his channel, go subscribe as soon as you're done watching this video because he makes awesome videos. And anyway, he commented saying he would rather have the pistol on his hip and then in the backpack have like a Ruger Charger, for example. I don't have a Ruger Charger, but I do have something for you. And this is where I'm going to lead into part 3 of this series. I don't have a Ruger Charger, but I do have a Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Now, the reason I put this on the table is because most people say that this would serve the same purpose. It's a backpack gun. It's a truck gun. It's a gun that you pull out to extend the range of your 9mm. And I'm thinking, well, this is that gun. You know, this is your Ruger Charger. This is your AR-9 or whatever you have. This just happens to be the one that I personally have on hand to compare to. Another option would be something like this right here. This is my Micro Roni. This thing is not a gun either. It is also an accessory with a pistol brace on the end. And what's cool about this is this takes a Glock 19 pistol and it allows you to mount things like iron sights and a red dot, and there's a flashlight in there, and you can see I have a sling attached to it. And again, same principle, extends the range of your 9mm. Basically, it gives you more stability to make those longer distance shots. This brace folds up, so it is again fairly compact. Now I can tell you right now, this is the smallest of those 3 options. So the advantage to this would be that you could fit this in a smaller bag. So part 3 of this series, my plan is to take all 3 of these to the range, shoot them at the same distance, most likely 25 yards, compare the accuracy of the 3, and then I'll do a comparison as far as deploying them from a bag and just see which one is the easiest to deploy, and then add on to that how accurate they were, compare the ergonomics of them, that type of stuff. and we'll just see which one fits the role best, because I think they all three kind of fill the same type of role. One more thing that I kind of glossed over, maybe I mentioned, but hunting. If your state allows pistol hunting, this thing would be awesome. You can holster it, you can put a sling on it, you can, very minimum stuff that you'd have to carry with you. So, and again, with that added stability, if you have a longer range shot, this thing would be great for that. I don't know if the 10 mil Glocks will fit in this. That's a question for Recover Tactical. I don't have a 10 mil Glock to try in this, but I mean, that sounds amazing. If you could go hog hunting with a 10 mil Glock in one of these braces, that would be fantastic. Like I said at the beginning, if this is your first time here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And as always, head over to affordable-armory.com. That's where the blog lives. That's where all of our social media links are. All of our affiliate links are there too. So if you want to buy something you were going to buy anyway, save yourself a little bit of money by using my affiliate links. And while you're there, you can pick yourself up a fancy hat like this one right here. We also have t-shirts, mugs, and stuff like that. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.